And there we are. Hello, everybody. Hello again to a lot of you. Yeah, I want to do this on my channel because it was something specifically that I said and people were confused about. And we're going to clear that up in a couple other things. Just going to wait a couple minutes for people to get in here. And that way, when the comments come up, why did you say that? We could just point them to this video and it's right at the start for them. So a lot easier to get cleared up. But yeah, got a lot of people in here already. Supergirl, Honest Rage, B. Michelle, Angie Carter, April, Mishaka, Carla, Silent Injustice, Beach Girl, Mary Tidbits. Oh, and there's my honey.
Yay.
Mandy, this live was needed. Yeah, I don't want people. People, I said something in Cher's live last night that most of you understood, but there was a couple people who thought, well, "What did he mean exactly?" So yeah, I want to address that. And in the meantime, what are we gonna do? Okay, I'm up against the wall here.
Same.
All right, y'all bear with me
I
now.
knew you were just gonna do that. I fucking knew it.
All right, and as I wrote in there, mods. I mean, I like to give people a little bit more free reign here. So unless the comments have like cursing or they're really derogatory, don't delete them. I kind of like people. I like when people have differing opinions about things.
Yeah, I like
I,
that too when it's more of like a friendly debate. But yeah, like you said, if they're being straight up nasty though,
yeah, if it's over the top, then yeah, feel free. But
people are
you
usually
shouldn't
nicer
you
to
shouldn't have
Mr.
too much
Fair than
issue.
me.
Yeah, yeah, you shouldn't have too much issue. But okay, I'm gonna paraphrase it because I don't remember the exact words. But last night on Shares Live, I said something like, "It's one thing for a teenager to essay a child when they aren't blood related. It's another thing for a man to essay his biological daughter." Now, some people took that to mean that I was downplaying what happened to Jeannie, and no, 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 that was not what I meant at all. What happened to Jeannie was wrong. It was terrible. Should not have happened. SA is SA, and SA is wrong. No human being should ever have to experience that, ever. There are no excuses, there's no justification. No, 100% against that. What I was referring to was the offender, the mind of the offender, the mind of a teenager uh, essaying a child is bad, yes, but there's more at play inside the brain of a grown man who does that to his biological daughter because you are not only bringing in a larger age gap, you are also bringing in incest and the parent child bond. That's all I meant by that. It's just there's more wrong with the offender in that when you compare those two. What happened to either person, either victim in those instances, equally terrible. And I think people were kind of jumping on Benny because he agreed, but he got what I was saying. And I think most of you got it too. It was just a few people were kind of confused. And I know the haters, they're not going to say, oh, he's backtracking now. No, you just didn't understand what I meant. And that leads me into the next thing, which is a huge one. A lot of people are saying this that we are like essay apologists or we're trying to downplay everything. And that's not the case. I've said, I think, on every single live that what happened to Jeannie was not okay. I mean, there's a difference between reasons and excuses. If a boy is raised in an environment where they're mistreated and they're shown things that are of an adult nature and they're witness to that, it becomes more, I don't want to say normal, but I mean, in most young men's thoughts, that stuff isn't even there. But if they're witnessing it and experiencing it, it does become kind of ingrained in them. So they don't see it. I mean, they still know it's wrong, but they're like, well, this is happening. So, I'm not really wording it well, but I think you guys kind of get the gist of what I'm trying to say. It's not making an excuse. I mean, Don has said he knows it was wrong. He's apologized for it. And all that, Cher and I, we do see how people can make the connection. Okay, he sexually assaulted a young girl. It's not unreasonable to think that he could have gone further down that path and wound up doing the same thing to Summer. It is not impossible. We do not think that that is impossible. But what we do think is we don't know that it happened to Summer at all, and we don't even know whether or not she's alive. So to just focus solely on Dawn to us is not, it's not the right way to go. And there's a lot of people who are, so we feel it's necessary to go even further on the side of pushing his innocence to try and balance out the pendulum. Because if all you got are 30 people saying Don's guilty, Don did this, and you got another 10 people that only say, well, maybe he did, maybe he didn't. That's just going to keep the pendulum over on this side of he did it. So you need to have people on the other side saying, no, he didn't do it. He has an alibi. It had to have been checked. Otherwise, law enforcement is incompetent. And there's just no way he could have done it solo, at least.
Tunnel vision on one person alone is not helping the case. It does not help
Exactly.
find Summer.
And I'll give you guys a perfect example of that. JD, the guy who was camping on their property and put up that old picture to try and pass it off as his alibi, he's the guy that I think is the most likely one who did this. But you don't see me saying he did it. He did it. This is the guy. This is the guy. I'm not making video after video about him because I don't know that he did it. I don't know that I don't know we don't know anything. Like we don't know it. We have our suspicions and we can look at things and analyze and interpret, but we don't know. So that's why we are so hyper on focusing on Don didn't do this because of that pendulum thing. And to the people who think that we're doing this for views and money, the people who are saying Don did it are getting far more views and far more money than we are. We aren't doing that for the money. We're doing it because we feel that this is the right thing to do. The fact that our channels have grown because of this, that's that's secondary. Your channels will grow no matter what you do. You could do a Chris Watts video and you'll get a bunch of
Oh
subscribers and
yeah, I
views.
was growing just fine talking about Chris Watts. I was growing
Yep.
just fine with drama community also.
Yep.
Um, so it just doesn't make sense because if we were going the other way, incriminating Don, we would be getting the views. We would be getting probably the same amount. I don't know, but we would be getting a whole lot less hate and
Oh
attacks as
yeah.
well. So if y'all think we're just doing this for shits and giggles, you are crazy.
Lady
Oh, and
sleuths.
the few YouTube dollars, let's not forget, YouTube takes 45%. Okay. The little bit of money that we make doing this, YouTube's making half of that. And I'm
Yeah,
telling you right
YouTube takes a
now,
lot.
it is not worth the attacks and the stress that I know I've been going through. It's not worth my husband being lied on and being called a pedo. And even though no one can show the
Mhm.
proof or records of that, can they?
Well, of course not,
because there's
because there is
none.
none.
But don't worry,
Yeah,
he'll be
and for
showing
all of you who
his
may
own
have
records,
heard
just so
that
you
and may
know.
be wondering about that, I have never been charged, arrested, or even questioned about any crime ever. Never mind SA or SO or what do you want to call it? No. That was completely made up by a channel who
Will,
dislikes us thoroughly.
and if they keep it up, I mean, they're going to be going to court. That is defamation and slander and lies, especially
It's
when he can go to the police station, print out his own record, and it's not going to say that. And you're profiting off of cyber harassment and defaming my husband. Not
yeah.
defaming, what's it called? Defamate, whatever it's
Yeah,
called.
it's
Slandering,
defaming,
defamation, whatever.
defamation. Yeah, so I mean, and that's already been
Selling
submitted to
merch with our
YouTube.
faces on it. Like, come on now.
Yeah, it's getting way too much, and we're
He will be
collecting all that
paying
stuff,
attorney
and
fees too. He will. When if this goes to court, when he chooses not to stop, I
which it
mean,
will.
he will. Yeah, he'll be paying the attorney's fees too. It's not like he's out of our reach. We're all in Canada here, so better be careful, AB.
Yeah, you should just let it go, dude, because it's not helping find summer anyway. Just mocking us and making up lies about us is, I mean, it's childish.
Also, from our research, he might lose internet altogether if he's doing that. Might not be allowed on the internet for several years if he keeps it up.
Yeah, well, let's not. I don't want to focus on
Yeah,
that
I know. I'm getting
because
angry.
he's definitely going to be replaying this video. That's all he does is
That's okay.
replay all of our stuff. So
And put our faces on his merch. That's okay. I mean, he's just not clever enough to come up with his own content. That's okay. I'm gonna mute because I'm just angry today. I love you.
yeah, she's in a mood. I love you too, honey. Okay. Now, sorry, when I was doing my spiel, I wasn't watching the chat. So, if any of you guys have any questions about that, by all means, hit me up.
Hold on, hold on. Yes, he did. Don admitted to being inappropriate with Jeannie.
Yeah, he did.
Absolutely, yes, he did. Um, I don't know what else to say. Yes, he did admit to it. He knows it's wrong.
Yeah.
But when I hear that this family could heal on their own, because what this family needs, honestly, is a whole lot of therapy. We all do at this point, but this family,
Mm,
it's a cycle of all types of abuse, and what they truly, truly need is therapy. And if you, well, I mean, maybe I shouldn't say that, but if you ask me, no, I'm not going to say that. Never mind. Anyway, they need
Miss
therapy,
Ladybug, I agree. Yeah.
and Jeannie herself sounded like she was happy with the apology, Dawn said, but she wasn't happy that he kept on like talking or whatever. Now, there's things behind the scenes that I know coming from them. Like they were willing to work on this as a family outside of social media and stuff. But a certain other expired cop YouTuber wouldn't let that happen. And I mean, to the fact where he's now found 6 women total or something like that. Um,
I think someone just said there's 7 now.
yeah. Okay. So let me tell you. Okay. Let's say there's 7 or 8 girls. Okay. So for 37 years or 30 years, 37 years, however long it's been, all 7 girls decided not to come forward. There wasn't one that thought maybe they should, out of 7 or 8 girls, not one. They all thought they should shut up until an expired cop got in their ear. Seriously, all of these girls, not one thought they'd speak up before. Jeannie did, I think, yes. But what I'm saying is it just doesn't make sense. And if you listen to that interview when she's like, yeah, Donnie apologized, whatever. To me, I hear coaching of, well, you're going to be a hero. Like you got to do this, right? You're going to be a hero. Even though I'm hearing from Jeannie, like, well, I don't know if I really want to go through with this. And being somebody who was a detective for however long, you should help them be making police reports then, not parading them around YouTube channels, and not even just his own channel, but he's going around on other people's platforms and talking about these women and everything they've been through. That is not okay with me. He is using these women and their essay experience, not because he thinks he's helping them. It's helping him, and it's helping him. Don. This fired cop has turned this into the Don show, not anybody else.
Yeah, and a lot of people liked what he was doing and started doing it as well, but
And
yeah,
I
that's
get it
neither
because
here nor there.
everyone wants to believe somebody with credentials, especially a detective or a cop that is supposed to be someone we can all trust, right? Because I fell for it too. I'm believing it. I was even telling husband every time he came home, well, I don't know, babe. Like, look at this. He was a cop.
Mhm.
Like, and then he was like, just because he was a cop doesn't mean he's right. Yeah. So then I started looking at it like, oh yeah, this isn't good, you guys. He was like, we're going off as someone who's not even a detective, but he's not doing things, in my opinion, that's right. And if he has all these leads and everything, TBI stuff, but he's going on his YouTube channel, we don't do that. We don't go parade around 6, 7, 8 women on YouTube and Facebook and Discord. If it's me and the woman's really thinking about that, I'm gonna be like, do you need me to help you fill out an affidavit? Do you need me to go to the police station with you? Something like that.
Mm. Yeah, I agree. And I know, like, no one's downplaying what happened, but we have to, like, we see this all the time with celebrities. Like, if someone goes to the police and nothing happens, then take to social media. I get it. But when people go to social media first, it raises a concern to me because it seems like they're looking more for validation than for justice.
Mhm.
But Don
Welcome,
Don has
PG.
admitted, with Jeannie, I don't think that I mean, Jeannie's story and Don's story are not the same, but Don has admitted to his side anyway.
Debbie, how
And
is Chris M the way I'm making money? How does Chris M make me my money? Pretty sure I make my money from YouTube. YouTube pays me.
mhm.
Pretty sure I'm on my phone 20 hours a goddamn day
And
researching.
don't talk about Chris and money. He makes 10 times what we do at
Are you kidding?
least.
He makes roll more than that. Yeah. So Chris McDonough does not give me a paycheck. That's a very ignorant comment, by the way.
Yeah, it is what it is. There's going to be people who they default to the same thing. We're essay apologists and we're about the money, which neither is true. We say over and over and over and over that essay is wrong. Don admitted it was wrong. It was wrong. But that doesn't mean he did anything to Summer. That's all we're saying. He could have. It's possible, but there are other possibilities. Oh, I heard her phone go off. I think she got a notification and kicked herself. But okay, so do any of you have any questions about what I had said last night? Because that was the focus on this. Changes. I don't know if your question was answered. I didn't see it. Could you ask it again, please? I never said it's irrelevant. Nope. In terms of whether or not he did anything to Summer, it's possible. It's not impossible, but he is not the only suspect. And that's the thing too, is if let's say let's go with this whole Don did it narrative. So he goes to work, comes home, somehow grabs Summer when he thought that Summer and Candace were at the swimming hole, somehow knew that she was home, grabbed her in a 2-minute window, and magically got 40 miles away or 30 miles away in a couple of minutes. So when Candace called him, he was back at work and he called 911. How does that fit? Like, what? I don't know what I'm missing, but I mean, unless he can like time travel or something, there's no way he got back to work by the time Candace called him and said someone was missing. It's not possible. So somebody's full of poop. I don't know who, but yeah, that doesn't work for me. And when you call 911, they triangulate your position. Like if you call 911 and you were in a car accident or saying you pass out or you hang up your phone by accident and you can't call back, the police come because they know where you are. So they knew where Don was when he called 911. If he was only a couple miles from the house, not at work, he would have been arrested immediately. Not necessarily for the disappearance of Summer, but for at least a lesser charge like obstruction of justice, lying to police officers, however you want to call it, it would have happened unless the police are completely incompetent, which I don't think they are. Changes. Candace called Dawn at 5:30, but Dawn didn't call 911 until 6:23. I don't think that's right. I don't know, but I believe that there was some Dawn actually thought that he called 911 at 5:30. It was actually 6:30. I believe Candace called him just shortly before that because he told her, "Hang up with me and call 911," and then he called 911 too. Tiffany, they aren't excluding anybody. They aren't excluding Hunter, Allie, Grandma, Candace, Dawn, neighbors, the registered offenders who live in the area. They haven't excluded anybody. So that just because they haven't excluded one person doesn't mean one person is guilty. Did he ever confirm what time it was officially? He did say, well, apparently it was 6:29 or 6:26, something like that. So that must have been when. But yeah, and I can tell you from experience, when you go through a tragedy, it's very easy to mix up time. I've said this lots. I don't like to harp on it because I don't want a bunch of sympathy, but I held my fiance while she died. I could not tell you within an hour what time that was. I could not tell you if it was before or after lunch. I could not tell you what floor of the hospital we were on, even though I was in there 20 times. You lose information when you go through something traumatic. And some people, they go the opposite. They absorb information and they could tell you how many flies were on the windowsill or something. It's just it happens. Tragedy and traumatic events screw with your memory. That is a legit thing. Uh, I am totally into cars, etc. But does Subaru have something like tracking chip? Uh, Don said it did have, I think, whatever Subaru's version of OnStar. He said something like that. So yeah, and police would have all of that too. It was a new vehicle, so yeah, it would definitely if it had that. I don't know. I don't know much about that technology. I don't know if you can turn it off or if it only tracks when you have it activated, kind of thing. I don't know, but I would assume that yes, they would be able to track his vehicle. Certainly his phone, and it's been over 2 months. Like they have that information without a doubt. They'd have the 911 call triangulation immediately. That's how 911 works. Do you talk to Candace? No, we talk to Dawn. Every now and then we'll have a quick word with Candace, but she's very uneasy. She doesn't like talking to people because of all the hate that everybody's getting, not just Dawn. It's bad. Like even Grandma Candace, you go to her page and look at the comments on her pictures. Whoa, people are sick. Like you have no right to be doing that kind of stuff. Tony Hammonds must be looked into. Can you help me push that Ellie to look further in his whereabouts the day Summer went missing? TBI doesn't seem to take it seriously. That's the problem. Is we don't know what they're taking seriously and what they're just throwing away. But Tony Hammonds is that guy that he actually chased a child into his house trying to grab him. And was that like 2 days after Summer went missing or something like that? Like, if law enforcement hasn't looked into this guy, then the chances of finding Summer just drop to zero because they are completely incompetent. Like I'm assuming that they are looking at every possible person and trying to find where they were, is their alibi solid, all that stuff. And they're doing it with Candace, Grandma, Dawn, Allie, H, everybody. The neighbors, that JD guy. I'm hoping that they're going through that. Like, honestly, the fact that that JD guy faked an alibi right there, he should be arrested for that. That's interference with an investigation. So I don't know. I don't know what the hell they're doing. I don't know if they have a plan. I don't know if they have a direction, but can you tell us why Don left work at 3:15? That's the first I've heard of this. I've seen that in the chat. Who said when did Don say he left work? Because I don't remember ever hearing that. I'm not saying it didn't happen. I'm just saying I don't remember ever hearing that. Yeah, Coffee and Queen. Yeah, you guys in the chat, if I'm not seeing your question, like I'm trying to look at you while I'm answering, so I'm missing the questions. So yeah, ask again. Hopefully I'll see it. No, we would never do that. If we get information that we think is relevant, we we will take it to TBI. We haven't yet. The only thing that we actually were privy to was a phone call where Frank L, his wife, they're separated or whatever. She called that into TBI that she thought he had something to do with it, and we were privy to that, but she called it in, so we didn't. I saw a question. Oh, didn't you guys speak to someone he works with? Cher might have. I haven't. All I've heard is there was a couple people that saw him at work, and his boss was ribbing him about having the brand new Subaru at work, and that's pretty much it. If Don is arrested, what will you do? Well, we will obviously let you guys know, and if we can talk to him, we will. Obviously, I kind of doubt we'll be able to. I think I know where you're going with that. If Don is found guilty of this, what will you do? We'll do the same thing. We'll say, yeah, we were wrong. So be it. Oh, Dalen, thanks. Uh, Kevin Billingsley is another person that Cher is working with. He was wrongfully convicted of murder, I think almost 20 years ago or right around there. But yeah, that's a really sad case. So yeah, Cher isn't all about just this. Yeah, and we're gonna do more about him too. If Don gets arrested, I will be shocked. Me too. I honestly, yeah, I his alibi, the fact that he's working so far away, and if police haven't arrested him for lying about his alibi and haven't arrested his coworkers for lying for him, I don't know. I mean, it's possible, but I would be shocked. Why are people lying all in that circle? What circle? I really hope that the police do a thorough job of this and we actually get the true story of what happened. Yeah, it was not Don. Yeah, it may have been Don, but I mean, if it was, honestly, I don't think he was alone in it because I think other people are covering for him if it was. And Lee, question. I believe that Don and Candace would have called emergency services immediately on learning about an accident. Do you, if they did not call, they had something to hide? Agree. Yeah, I would think that, well, they did call 911, right? But they kind of had to. So the accident theory, something happened and they didn't want to get in trouble. It's a possibility. So by that theory, something happens. Oh God, what do we got to do? We got to call all the police or whatever, but they hide the body first and then call. It is a possibility. I don't know. There are other things that make more sense to me than that. Yeah, it changes. I've never heard that. I've never heard that he left for 35 minutes. I don't know. Did any of you know where that came from? When Don said that? Because I don't remember it at all. I'm not saying it didn't happen. I don't remember. Oh, B. Michelle, nobody's perfect. That's for sure. We do what we can. Yeah. Oh, yes. Yeah, we don't want to talk about their sons. I don't know if there's an actual gag order or if it was just more or less a request from the family, but we honor that here. Yeah, a few people I know have spoken to Candace. Don't feel her or family are involved. Summer needs to be the focus. Yes. Find out Tony wasn't far from the swimming hole they visited. Could have followed them that day. It's possible. Yeah, someone could have been following them all day and just waited for an opportunity to grab her. It's possible. Could have been a vengeance thing or a revenge thing because there were a couple people who had beef with the Wells. Could have just been one of the offenders in the area because there's so many. Yeah, like there are a lot of people that it could be. I don't think it's right to nail down and just focus on one person. They're all liars, and I do believe Grandma did correspond with Emma, but when she got questioned by Candace, knowing how mean Dawn can be, according to her, she lied, which is not surprising. That's very possible. It is. But I mean, that whole interview, she never really offered any evidence that Dawn was involved or any real backstory. It was all question. Do you think it's possible Dawn was involved? Answer, yeah. I have no proof though. Like, it really didn't do anything. I'll admit I didn't see the whole thing, but from what was listening, I listened to a good chunk of it, and it was all like that. It's like, do you think this could have happened? Yeah, it's possible. And feeding her crap about the 17-year-old.
Oh, I know who that was. The 17-year-old girl. I know who was pretending to be her.
Okay. But anyways, yeah, she said to Grandma that he had a relationship with a 17-year-old girl and they were sleeping together. She told Grandma this and showed it in her own text.
Yeah, but they're in the UK.
They're in the UK, so
unless he's got one really long D.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And if you guys don't believe me, go back and watch that live. It's in that bit where she's showing the proof that she had contact with her. It's in there. It's right there.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that was weird.
The lies they do tell.
Yeah. So that instantly threw me off. Like as soon as she did that, I went to my computer, screen recorded it, and put it in my editor and looked through it frame by frame, just to see, well, what was all being said there because it was going kind of fast. Yeah. She said that. So who, being unbiased, would lie to grandma? It's obviously a lie that 17-year-olds in the UK. How the hell were they sleeping together? And it's all like that. That sunk it right there for me. That made me look at everything very analytically.
Jan, you heard that? I'm just saying, if it reached all the way to the UK, I mean, hey.
Yeah, 18 inches is one thing, but dang,
Okay, we got
1,800 miles. That's
no.
yeah.
Q. Sorry, I don't want to be on camera. Q is my favorite uncle. See, I'm a liar. I don't know. I mean,
I don't know if he spun that whole thing and started it.
Yeah, I don't know, but anyway.
That's where I first heard it, anyway.
Well, it's clear he knew about it when nobody else was supposed to, like,
Exactly.
have
Yeah.
known about it.
Full tilt. It's not even a blip on my radar. True or not? Who cares?
But
That's
hey,
true. Full tilt. It really has nothing to do with Summer disappearing.
Chip, Mystery Angel, my friend, you didn't play that one too well.
Okay. I don't know what that's about.
She was the one pretending to be the 17-year-old, and she's in the UK, and she
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm not going to elaborate on that because I don't put out stuff that I don't know is factual.
Mr. doesn't know all of my research.
Yes. So we'll just stop.
That's on me.
You do that on your channel, unless we got proof. No. But I wouldn't be surprised.
Chip-a-roo.
Cher's in a mood, guys.
What?
I said Cher's in a mood. Sit here or go somewhere, you goofball. Stop asking me questions when I'm trying to do a live. I love her, but some days. Okay. Yeah, Debbie. I mean, like the voice of reason. It's pretty accurate. I do try to be reasonable. I mean, I've made mistakes. I've ran with things I shouldn't have and stuff like that in the past, but I do try to be as open and fair as possible. Cher is entitled to a mood. Absolutely. She said she had proof. Did Cher turn it in? Proof of what? Are you talking about the 17-year-old thing? That's not relevant to the case. I mean, she could, but it's not relevant to Summer's disappearance.
I literally said stop contact with that person. It's a setup.
Yeah, she did. Well, obviously it's a setup. I mean, even Don thought this was weird.
Yeah, he didn't tell me the age at first either, but I knew there was a girl that was setting them up.
Perhaps there's not one that's in the UK. Have y'all thought about that? There's one actually in Tennessee. Okay. Perhaps there's one in every state. Perhaps there's one in every country. There's no proof of any of it, so why even consider it? And I've never actually heard anyone alleged that there was someone else. The video I did was because someone said he worked for her, or she worked for him. But that was just, I think that was just a slip that someone said work. Rosemary Hill, thanks for coming a member. Why do you ask Don a question but then turn around and answer for him? We don't. We ask him a question and let him talk and talk and talk.
Well, that other group of people said they can tell our interviews with Don are very, very heavily edited to be the answers we want.
Nope. There are some answers he gave that I wish he didn't. Was this an apology live? You said it's one thing to be. Oh, okay, yeah, we'll go over that again for people who've come in and missed. It's at the start, but I'll say it again here. Last night on Shares Live, I had said it's one thing it's one thing for a teenager to molest a child that isn't blood related. It's another thing for a man to molest his blood daughter. Now, some people thought that I meant that I was downplaying the victim in each circumstance, and no, that wasn't it. What I meant was there's more going on in the brain because if you have a teenager who does this, it's bad, obviously, shouldn't happen. But then if you have a man who does this to his daughter, you're also bringing in a larger age difference, you're bringing in incest, and you're bringing in the parent child bond. So there's like more wrong stuff in his brain. That's what I meant. I think most people understood, but there were a few people who were like, "What? What?" And the haters, obviously, because it doesn't matter what we say. Just the fact that we say we don't think Don did this means that we're in support of people being sexually assaulted, which is stupid. Yeah, there's no motive. You'll notice that the whole those earlier motives, the will and the estate and inheritance stuff, that all just mysteriously disappeared. Funny, funny how that happens when people just make shit up and can't back it up.
They sold her, but where's the money then?
Well, yeah. we don't. I don't know why people think we're leading them. I edit the videos because of connection issues, and sometimes he gets off. Don likes to talk a lot about religion, and if you let him, he'll just talk about it for an hour. And we don't want you guys to be having to sit in front of your computer or on your phone for 6 hours to get 10 answers to 10 questions and have that in the middle. So we take it out. And Don has been on live too. So no, we're not hiding anything. We're not sliding anything to make him look innocent. We're not doing any of that. We ask him questions. He says his answers, and we'll make statements too. Yeah, but you can't edit lives. You can after, like after the live is over, you can go on YouTube Studio and cut parts out, which is handy if you have, we've had a few of us have had people come on the panel and like expose their genitals. So it's nice to be able to, rather than having to delete the whole live, go back and cut out that chunk. Okay. Always been one to believe the victims above all else. Yep. But there are times that things don't add up on the victim's part, and I have to say this is one of those times. I agree. Like I don't know why this came out after Summer disappeared. This should have been coming out when she was born. Not saying it didn't happen. I'm just saying the timing of it is odd to me.
Yeah.
Oh, the church. Does anybody out there know who recorded the video inside the church? Because a lot of people have been asking that, and I don't know. And it did seem like they were following Summer. Let's see. Focus should be on finding Summer. Yes, absolutely. But you said no editing. I never said that. I've never said that I'm not editing.
We promise to keep to not mentioning when he's talking about his son.
Yes, he does talk about his boys, and we edit out the names and stuff like that too.
Yes, and
But I never said we don't edit it.
he will tell people's full names and where they live a few times too, like their whole names, and for doxing purposes, we edit that out. Has there been a few things he has mentioned that have been turned into law enforcement and TBI that he has talked to us about? Yeah. Did we put it out on our channel? No, we edited that out because they were fresh tips that were sent in to law enforcement and TBI. So clearly we didn't want to air that on our channel because we aren't the same as some other channels that would have no problem putting that out.
Natasha, that's a good point. If we were editing it, we would make him look like a saint.
For real, we keep things in
I'm a good editor. Go
Yeah.
back and look at my other videos. I know how to edit. I know my shit. If I wanted to make him look like an angel, I would. Let's see. Want to go public now? Yeah. Yeah, and that's another thing. I don't know if they went to police years ago when Summer was born. I don't know that, but it's just what I see now is it doesn't appear so. What was his trip to Kentucky for?
Even if that's true,
I don't know about what trip to Kentucky. Are you talking about he apparently went away for a few days after Summer went missing? Because he told us he never left. So I don't know where that came from. If Don's lying, don't know.
no.
But he did say he didn't leave.
Babe, there is something you probably don't know all of. Just tell them you don't know the situation.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
Go do your thing. Oh yeah, they can. They're gonna talk about all things like we're hiding. Well, some people have actually said that they think we're hiding Summer. Like, we're in a different country, people. But okay, yeah, we've kind of gone away from. Why do you even apologize for people's? I didn't apologize. I just explained. No, I don't. I didn't say anything wrong. It's just people took it or were not sure. There you go, Jacqueline. If you've been deleted and you weren't saying anything, I apologize for that. I told the mods to give people free reign unless you're swearing or being really derogatory. They shouldn't be getting deleted. Why did you insult people when questioned about the donations? Show your revenue page. I did show my revenue page. I did. I showed you my revenue page. You could see that the before tax, the tax, and what I got paid for that month. I literally showed you. And you're the reason why I insulted people because you can look at something and still not see it. People were calling me a scammer, they were accusing me of fraud. I think that warrants a little getting hot under the collar. What am I supposed to do? Oh, you guys, you know that you're lying. Ooh, I'll show you. Give me a break. I'm one of the most level headed people you'll ever know. And yeah, even I get pissed off when people make up lies. When they spread lies that I'm a sex offender, spread lies that I'm committing fraud. I mean, you wouldn't get mad about that? Really? Give me a break. How much money did other people donate? It was really that was no, that was all people's that was all the donations from everybody. I ended up putting in I actually screwed up because if you go back and watch, I initially showed my YouTube, which I think it said like 1145 for the month. But then when I went to my Google, which is where we Google pays us, not YouTube, it said 1300. And I was like, why is that? I was wondering why that was higher. I forgot our joint channel, Mr. and Mrs. Share, the income from that channel goes to the same Google. So I ended up paying myself personally around $300 towards the fundraiser, which is fine. I mean, they're a great organization, and I was a volunteer firefighter, so I understand that getting decent equipment and stuff and keeping everything running and all that, it's hard. How would any revenue solve finding the summer? Well, not really directly, but I mean, we actually raised money for people who were there searching for her. So, in a roundabout way, yeah, that's true. Cause Chris will never tell you how much he makes because that amount would blow your mind. If you go watch one of his lives, just count how many super chats he gets. Just the super chats. That's not even memberships. That's not ad revenue. Just the super chats. He gets thousands of dollars every stream. Like, you guys think we're all about the money? And I'm not saying he's all about the money. I mean, it's up to people if they want to support his channel, that's fine. I got no problem with the amount of money Chris makes on YouTube because I know it's a lot of work and there's a lot of costs. You got computer equipment, cameras, mics, software. Like, it's expensive. Plus plus your time. It's Yeah, anyone who has an issue with people making money off YouTube, I have an issue with that. I think it's totally fine. The amount of time I actually spend on camera, making videos, editing, talking to people, researching, it's not even slave labor wages. Like, it's not we're not in diamonds and furs over here. I don't get it. I would love to be a member, but I don't have any money like that. How do people just give money away for what? Yeah, I guess some people they have extra money and they want to support creators that they enjoy. But yeah, I don't want anyone to ever feel obligated that they have to pay me for my good graces or whatever. I mean, I appreciate it, but it's not necessary. If you want to support the channel, the best thing you can do is watch my videos all the way through, give a thumbs up, and comment. That's the best way you can support my channel. Mhm. Maybe you were hiding her because nobody would even think of looking for her in another country. Oh no. It's oh god. Yeah. That's just funny. I mean, some of these lies, some of them are hurtful, but some of them are hilarious. And well, I can't say I blame him because that happens here. It happens on Voices channel too. I know the mods want to be protective, but some of the stuff they need to be letting go because it's really not. It can be argumentative, like you can have a different opinion, and I'm all about that. I want people to argue with me. I want people to disagree because otherwise, what are we doing? If I just say the sky is blue and 502 of you say yes, well, at that point, we're done. There's nothing more to talk about. We want the juicy stuff. Oh, that was the wrong one. Yeah, and there's been people who have I know a lot of people are, saying insulting things about other YouTubers like Chris, and I was on board with that, and I even stooped so low to make fun of the way he speaks. I apologized for that, and I will apologize again. Chris, if you watch this, I'm sorry. That was immature. I shouldn't have done it. I think, we it's easy to get on this hating on people thing, but I think it's really damaging to us as people in our hearts, and we should be working on building each other up and working together as opposed to competing and saying, I got the truth, they're lying. Now, what was it? You stated that everyone involved has lied, including Don. Could you please tell me the lies Don has told? Well, the big one was his original, oops, the original time. He said thought he called 911 at 5:30. It turns out it was 6:30. I mean, when I say lie, I don't necessarily mean people are doing it intentionally, but especially with time, it seems like everybody has got there's red flags. But then again, who has a perfect memory of every single event that happened on any given day? You know, I don't think Don has lied about anything that would implicate him as far as Summer's disappearance goes. I haven't heard anything like that. Mr. Sheriff, can you never make a D. Sherevil look like an angel again? I don't even know what that means, Kim. Why we personal business? Why take jobs? Oh, people talking about jobs. I have a job. Yeah, YouTube is not my full time job. Thank God, because you saw I made $900, and like, well, it would have been probably around 500 of that was actually donation. So, if you can live on 400 and some Canadian a month, tell me how, because I sure can't. Yes, I am a carpenter, vegan goddess. Used to be a sweet deal, but ever since COVID, it's been kind of touch and go. Not a lot of work. I take everything I can get. Oh, Voices is out. See you tonight. Yeah, I'm gonna cut this off pretty quick. I'm getting hungry. We'll go to an hour. That's 3 more minutes. So I'll watch for some more questions. And yeah, to all of you, if you've been asking questions and I've been missing them, I'm sorry. I'm trying to do this thing where I'm talking to you, but I can't look at both at the same time. Yeah, COVID wrecked a lot for sure. All going round and round. Our thoughts about when the world happened in the summer. It's haunting. Yes, it is. What kind of things do you carping? Uh, I'm mostly a finishing carpenter, so doors, trim, cabinets, that kind of thing. Miss Sherry talks about, are both of you on every call? No. The ones that we record, yes, but she talks to him several times throughout the day. Text messages, quick little voice voice recordings, calls. Yeah, I'm not there for all of them. Well, I can definitely tell you if he could go back in time, he would not have done anything on social media for sure. Police off the cuff and duty run are no longer giving updates unless they hear from law enforcement. And I think you got through to a lot of them because they're changing their attitudes and be kind. Well, hopefully we're getting through to some people that it isn't, it's definitely not 100% slam dunk on anybody. We don't know who did it. We don't know it was Don. We don't know it was Candace. We don't know it was JD. Go eat something. Yeah, it is lunchtime. Okay, one last shot. Anybody have any questions I can answer quick? Jilly No Drama, thanks for joining the team. You're awesome. No one addressed Benny's screw up. I don't know what that was. All right, but anyways, later on tonight, Cher is going live, and it's going to be all about the Predator Hunter Nation, which that was some crazy stuff going on there. Like I saw their video where they're finding stuff, and I was just like, "What the hell?" Made no sense. Why are they picking it up? And oh my god, Yeah, so Cher's going to be talking all about that. And then, if you guys haven't seen too much of us by then, we're going to go live on our joint channel. We're going to be putting all this stuff down, all the drama, all the hatred. Oh, thank you very much, Brooklyn. And we're going to just be having some fun. We'll see if we can't get another couple on with us, and we'll tell some jokes, chill, visit, have a few laughs. Our joint channel is not true crime. So I mean, we might end up talking about a little bit, but it's more about our lives. So if you'd be interested in that, that will be happening after Shares Live tonight. And yeah, oh, if Don or Candace have lied to you, will you be hurt or pissed? I'll be pissed. I would be pissed. That's why Cher was on a call that said Don is. Oh, I jumped again. Why Cher was on a call that said Don is going to prison, and now you two are defending him. How do you know Cher is really talking to Candace and Grannis just like other people? I know. Okay, the second part, I know she's talking to them because I hear it, and I know what Candace's voice sounds like. I know what grandma's voice sounds like because we all do. Now for the first part of it, yeah, Cher initially did think Don was guilty because, just like a lot of people coming into this, that's the initial thing. Statistically, right away, you look at the parents, right? And Don was already getting blasted pretty much from day one. So that's why Cher was like that. And I kept telling her, okay, we don't know this. We don't know anything. So she, took that and she started looking at things. She's the one that decided to look at how many sex offenders there are in the immediate area. And there's like 10 in 5 miles of that house. Like it's almost every other house because it's a rural area. And that got her thinking. And we really don't know. And then, of course, law enforcement not backing anything up. Don was never arrested or anything like that. Took a lie detector test, gave his alibi. If that was all a lie, he would have been arrested. Not necessarily for anything with Summer, but just for obstructing an investigation. You can't lie to police. It's illegal. You get arrested for that shit. But he wasn't. So even though they haven't officially cleared anybody, they should have at least checked their alibis out. And if anybody has a false alibi, it's that JD guy, because the picture he used was proven to be an old picture. So what the hell? Like, you're completely clueless. Takes one to know one. I guarantee you I know more about this than you do. Yep, keep an open mind. Exactly. Dare you to change your joint account to voices behind the drywall. Yeah, was it voice behind the drywall, voices in the wall, voices behind the spackle, voices behind bars. That one I like actually. But whatever. Haters are gonna hate. They're just filled with rage, and it's not even about us. It's just they're just so angry they need to spew negativity wherever they go. Okay. Do you have any thoughts on the interview with the alleged Grandis? Yes. I don't believe. I don't know if it was Grandis or not. I don't believe that YouTuber was intentionally setting it up, knowing it wasn't Grandis. I believe that YouTuber thought it was. I'll give her that much. But as far as the rest, I don't know. I mean, Grandma says it wasn't her. She says she doesn't talk to people, but I don't know. All I know is Grandma was pissed. She didn't sound scared or worried. She was angry. That's all I know. Do you know why the cops upgraded to an Amber Alert? Oh, we went over that, and yeah, it gets upgraded to an Amber Alert when it's basically goes beyond anything other than a lost child. Like, oh, she must have wandered off. She's probably just, down the road a quarter mile or at a neighbor's house, when they think the child is in imminent danger. So once they realize, no, she wouldn't go off anywhere on her own, and there's animals and stuff is dangerous around here, bang, Amber Alert. But anyways, guys, oh wow, Fiona, thank you very, very much. But yeah, we've hit the hour, and it's 1:30. I needing some lunchy, so hopefully I explained that whole thing that I said last night properly this time. And yeah, we will catch you guys tonight on shares, and after that on our joint channel for some fun. Hopefully, Lord knows we need it. Anyways, you guys are all awesome. Thank you very much for watching. New members, thank you. The super chats, you're awesome. And oh my god, I don't know what else she's doing. I hear a bunch of banging. Okay, we'll talk to you guys later. Thanks for watching. Take care. And until next time, this is Prairie Boy 77 saying good day, good night, and Godspeed.